On this week's episode of Today I Would Like to Share.
Gentlemen, today on Circuits for Brains, we are going to be trying to guess the top 10 selling video games of today's date.
Hallucinations, feelings of persecution, derealization.
I mean, if cephalopods, spoke English, we'd be afraid of him, I'm sure.
Hello, and welcome to Today I Would Like to Share, where we take some time out of our busy lives to share the things important to us. My name is Kyle, and with me today, he always wears 4 watches at all times, Jordan.
Actually, I wear 7, one for each continent.
Oh, okay. And dad joke enthusiast, Andrew.
Yeah. I'm also been dipping my toes into mom jokes, so if you got any suggestions, pass them forward.
We'll have to make some up later. All right. So, yeah, what's good with you guys? This is our first recording post-cabining. So, I kind of wanted to take a sec to talk about that. I still think it's amazing that you flew in from California for it. And and it was even your birthday. So, thanks for traveling across the country on your birthday.
I mean, I couldn't think of a better way to spend my birthday, to be honest.
I had
Definitely
a lot of
wasn't
fun,
gonna
man.
miss the cabining. In fact, maybe we can kind of describe what that is a little bit for anyone that's new.
So, we may have talked about it a little bit before, but the cabining is just a group of, like a gathering of friends up north in my cabin, northern Michigan. And, the past couple years, it's just been me, Jordan, and a couple other friends of ours. But this year, like, Andrew flew in from California. One of my friends flew in from Oregon. And then one came from East Side, Michigan, around Detroit. And it's just like so many people more, like double the size, and it was just amazing. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
some
we
people
went from 4 to 9?
yeah, 4 to 8. No,
8, yeah.
yeah, it was 8, yeah. And it was supposed to be like 10 to 15, but fortunately some people couldn't come. But yeah, it's just a weekend or 4 days of just hanging out and having a blast. So,
It was a great time.
yeah, except for that part where you almost drowned yourself in a kayak.
Yeah.
My dad always freaks out when people like, be careful not to get too drunk on the river. You might hurt yourself. But every time somebody has almost gotten hurt, nobody has gotten hurt. Most people just almost get hurt. They haven't been drunk.
I was sober, yeah. I was 1 beer in, and I just opened the second beer.
Yeah.
And
then
then
you
the
lost
second
it.
beer went down the river.
You lost it to the river gods.
Also lost the bottle opener, so I couldn't open the rest of my beers for the next hour and a half.
then
And
bought
the
me a
best
new one.
hat on the premises was also lost.
Oh,
during that
really?
crash.
That got lost?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
My nice hat just went bye-bye.
Man.
So,
But
and
yeah,
my shirt. So,
I think oh, my Steam controller just turned off. Whoops. But I think that story is a pretty good highlight. But I think definitely one of my favorite things was Fun Employed, that card game you brought in.
Oh,
That game
yeah.
was so much fun.
Yeah, that
game's
just
amazing.
game with the right crowd is
Yeah.
just like a perfect recipe. There's just like a lot of different opportunities, and the group of people that we had there was the perfect people to play that game too.
Yeah.
Everyone was super into it.
Yeah.
I just
What
like
was-
that game in general.
We have a lot of
Well,
good,
it's-
like, sorry.
what was funny to me about that was there was one person in particular who just kept getting rapid-fire cards, and he just played them all. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I should be employed because of this, this, and this, and this.
Yeah,
Like,
just
every
perfect.
single round.
Perfect.
It was
lineup.
just, it was hilarious.
But we have a lot
Essentially,
of,
if you're not familiar with the game, I mean, it's one person interviewing everyone. Everyone that's being interviewed draws cards to build out their resume. So you're kind of getting told what your qualifications are, and you just have to roll with it. So sometimes you get those rapid fire cards. It just means you've gotten 3 cards that are perfect for the occupation that's been drawn. So.
probably my favorite part though is when I decided to throw a wrench into like the dealer's position, and I just like stopped mission before he even started, and I was like, what is it? I'm okay. Before you start, sir, I just want to say it's very brave that you came in your interview even though you have a speech impediment. And he just right off the bat just goes, actually, you mistaken my southern accent, which was his qualification card, as a speech impediment. And it was just like, it was so quick that it was like, man, that was great. That was really
That was
great.
super funny. I think he won that round too.
He did.
Because of that.
Yeah, he won it because of that. He goes, I didn't know what to do with that card until you said that. I'm like, oh, so I won it for you. You're welcome.
We need to play that game online somehow.
Yeah. It's on Tabletop Simulator, so if we pick it up, we can do it.
Awesome.
So anyway, yeah, let's get into it. I will, of course, start today since I'm the most important one. And we're totally not true. Fucking, you do all the internet stuff and Jordan edits it, and I literally do just about nothing.
You heard it here, folks. I do all the internet stuff.
Man,
Andrew is the internet.
Somebody has to maintain the tubes, man.
That's right.
But today I'm taking on the mantle of game show host as I am going to do another segment of Rocks for Brains, but mine is video game related, so I'm going to call it Circuits for Brains, which actually sounds like a good thing, but I'm sticking to it. So, gentlemen, today on Circuits for Brains, we are going to be trying to guess the top 10 selling video games of today's date.
Of all time.
So, well, yeah, but up to today, who knows what tomorrow's going to bring?
Well, yeah.
All of a sudden, Anthem could become the highest selling game ever.
Oh, Jesus. I doubt that, but
okay, so
we really are living in the Matrix.
That's fair. So quickly to go over the rules, we will one by one guess the one of the top 10 best-selling games. If you get one wrong, the first person to get something wrong is Circuit for Brains. But if you both get the first one wrong, we'll just go until somebody gets it right. And let's go with here's going to be a weird one. Who has the dirtiest fingernails right now?
I just took a shower,
So probably not Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, mine are cut really short right now, but I definitely didn't just take a shower. I also just rode my bike home from work, so I'll take that one.
All right, so you will go first, Andrew.
It's almost better to go first, honestly.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but the one question that I have on this list is, if a game's been released more than one time, is it dividing the separate releases, or is it combining them?
This is everything. Multi-platform is a factor.
Okay, awesome.
What else is just like anything? It's just total sales. Whether or not it's bundled with a console doesn't matter. So if it's bundled with a console and gets shipped out, that counts as a sale.
Okay. I'm gonna say Super Mario Land 3. Super Mario Brothers 3, actually. Well, Land was the first one, I think. But Super Mario Brothers 3, I think that's been on every single Nintendo platform. I'm just going to guess that's in the top 10.
It is not, actually.
Oh! What?
There is...
That is the second time we've done this in a row where
I know, right?
solidified my Circuits for Brains in the first question.
I mean, I did last time, too.
Oh,
all right, so yeah, Jordan, give it a shot.
I'm going to say Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is the number 3 top-selling game of all time.
I haven't been thinking about in-game currency and DLC and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. And,
let's...
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You're the host. Go ahead.
Well, officially that makes Andrew Circuit for Brains. But
I think we should do it again.
Yeah, let's just keep going, or we'll count 2 strikes and you're out. Let's say that.
Okay.
I'm fine with taking the loss here, but I do want to guess some more.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Officially, Circuits for Brains, but is Final Fantasy VII on that list? I didn't pick one with
Andrew.
It should be.
or in-game currency.
That's not on there? I thought it would have been.
It is not in the top 10.
Okay.
Oh, it's been re-released so many times.
Let's see. How about... Andrew's going, more abstract. I'm going, obvious. What about World of Warcraft?
That is not on there. Nope.
Oh, wow. That's surprising, actually.
I mean, World of Warcraft hasn't sold a lot. People just play it forever.
Well,
if
yeah,
we were looking at revenue generating, I bet it'd be on there.
Oh, that's true. Fair enough. That makes sense. Okay.
Well, okay. Here, I'm gonna throw a bone. What's the best-selling console of all time?
PlayStation 2.
Okay, you're totally right. But What didn't have 30 years to make that list? It's a Nintendo console.
Oh, the Wii.
Yes. What came bundled with the Wii?
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports. Wii Sports is on there. Yep.
What?
Wii Sports is the fourth
Wow.
best-selling game of all times.
I've never had my hand held quite so tightly on a video game topic before. It's embarrassing.
I know, right? So
What about-
I forgot to tell the numbers. According to this list, which is just on Wikipedia, Wii Sports has sold 82,870,000 copies, and Grand Theft Auto, which I skipped over earlier, is 110 million copies.
Wow.
So it's almost sold as many as Grand Theft Auto, but it's not multi-platform.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
pretty
like
intense.
Skyrim's got to be up there.
It is
Or at
not, but I
least
do
one of the
know
Elder
it's
Scroll
a little bit
games.
further down. Yeah, Skyrim is actually 13th.
Oh damn,
Um,
man!
So okay, so let me go through them here, and you guys are gonna
before
hate
we
yourselves.
started this, before we started this, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a cakewalk. We got this.
Me too.
But
There's some on here that you're gonna hate yourself, and there's some that you're gonna be a little bit surprised by. But so we'll start at number 10. Number 10 is Wii Sports Resort.
what the fuck
People
apparently-
is
played that?
Apparently, all people who love Wii Sports decided they wanted to get another game like that and got Wii Sports Resorts.
This is rigged.
The number
Nintendo rigged, confirmed.
I know, right? The number 9 is Mario Kart Wii.
That's not
again,
even the best one.
people, I know, right? It's probably the worst one. Oop, I'm gonna piss some people off for saying that. Everybody has their own favorite Mario Kart. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Does that mean Super Mario Galaxy's on the list?
It is not actually.
What?
There is a Mario game, but I'm getting
64.
there. So number 8 is Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus.
Are you fucking kidding
Yeah,
me?
those are at 43 million. The 6 is Pokemon Red, Green, Blue / Yellow. Apparently they lumped all of those together, which, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Number 5, or is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, sorry, that was 7. Pokemon was 7. Super Mario Bros. Is number 6. So just the
original.
yeah, Super Mario Bros. At 48 million. Player Unknown's Battleground is number 5.
No.
Yep.
What?
No fucking way.
Dude, oh my god, I gotta show you this thing later. It's a time graph of like concurrent players in a video games, from data from Steam, and it's so interesting. Battlegrounds comes out and then just completely changes the scale of the game, and even to current, it typically has about 1 million concurrent players. That game is fucking huge, even though people are like Fortnite won the battle arena like battle or whatever, I don't know, but Players Unknown is still played a lot.
That's crazy.
4 is Wii Sports. You guys got that one. 3 is Grand Theft Auto. You guys got that one as well. Tetris is number 2.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, dude, your thinking was so right, Andrew. Games that got
Yeah.
re-released, but Tetris is just like on the
The
top.
king of re-release.
And I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that got a huge bump after Tetris 99 came out.
Probably, yeah.
Because I remember looking at this a couple weeks ago, and or like a while ago, and I don't remember Tetris being on there. And then number 1, of course, is Minecraft.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
should have known
okay.
Minecraft. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's really interesting.
I
though,
would have never
because-
guessed any of the Wii fucking.
Yeah,
Or
it's hard to
anything like
remember
that,
that
but-
stuff. But there's
No,
there's
someone told me Wii Resort was
right?
Yeah.
in the top 10 most selling video game. Like I still can't believe that. Honestly,
There's
I remember
4 Wii
that coming
games.
out and it being a dud. I thought.
You thought, but it sold 33 million. But yeah, Tetris is at 170 million and Minecraft 176.
How many of those million do you think Nintendo bought just to make it look?
Nintendo inflating the resort numbers.
Yeah, so that's top 10 video games of all time.
Nice.
Or this time. And officially, Andrew is Circuit for Brains.
Yeah, I mean we knew that going in, but it's
We made the
confirmed.
joke when I was like, hey, I'm going to do Rocks for Brains this week. And you're all like, and I'm like, so finally I won't be the Rocks for Brains. And then you guys said something like, watch, we'll get them all right, and then you'll be Rocks for Brains again. And I was so worried you were going to get them.
I don't know how you were worried if you knew what the list was, because
Yeah, I mean,
New
that's,
Resort was on there.
but see, my thinking was that, like, this is something that you all could have looked up and knew.
At some point, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
this
that's
is a general area of interest of all of us, and it's completely possible. I mean, like, Marvel movies, you could probably say the same thing, but cheese like had no chance.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I knew cheese.
I
was
thought
my
I
I
knew
didn't
bad.
know
cheese, too.
international cheese.
Yeah, I forgot about the rest of the world.
I thought about not doing it, but really the only reason I did it was International Cheese Day.
Yeah,
So,
I mean it was a
Just
good
trying
move.
to-
It was fun. So,
so
but yeah, that's Circuit for Brains.
that was good. I like
That's
that.
great.
Why don't we move?
Do you have a
into
question
the-
to follow up?
Oh, no. So, what's your favorite video game?
That's impossible to answer.
That's
Pass.
Pass.
Good talk.
All
good
of the
talk.
above.
Nah, no, we're good. I think we talked enough about this.
I mean, we all know Kyle's favorite
Yeah,
video
it's
game.
hard not to. I'm
Yeah.
literally doing it all the time.
Yeah.
I
Literally.
love the game so much. I bought the game for you too.
True.
But what can I say? Monster Hunter is the greatest thing ever made. So
Fair
Gotta
enough.
hunt those monsters.
gotta hunt the monsters.
All right. Today, I would like to share something called Paris syndrome. Are you guys familiar with what Paris syndrome is?
I mean, as always, I have a guess.
All right, let's hear it.
Paris syndrome is that stupid thing tourists do when they go to Paris and they pretend like they're holding up the Eiffel Tower. Wait, that's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Never
It
mind.
applies here.
Oh, you mean like
I know what it is,
supporting-
though.
Oh,
You all right? What do you think it is?
Oh, what do I think? I mean, I know.
Oh, you know what it is. All right. What do you
Yeah.
know? What? Let's hear it.
All right, Paris syndrome is when you're playing Pokemon and you get a team full of Parises. And you fight the whole game, beat the Elite Four and everything with just Parises.
oh my God!
It's
You know-
uncurable, by the way.
It's uncurable.
I wish that was a thing. I wish that was what it is, and you should do that.
Also,
Let's-
go
let's
visit
see
a
it.
doctor because I think you have a problem.
Yeah, for real. Anyways, Paris syndrome is actually, believe it or not, neither of those things.
Aw.
But what it is a condition. So we're about to get serious for a second.
Whoa.
It's a condition where individuals like visit Paris on a vacation, and basically they get the feeling of it's not what they thought it would be. So to go like more into detail about that, there's actually it's very rare that this happens, but and for some reason mostly in Japanese and Chinese people this happens. But basically it's like an extreme culture shock, and it's characterized I can't talk right now by a number of symptoms. Some of them are delusional states, hallucinations, feelings
What?
of persecution, derealization. But yeah, and there's actually like physical symptoms too, where you can feel dizzy, you sweat, you vomit, and it's just crazy to think about. Like this is an actual condition that some people get when they go to.
That blows my mind. People hallucinating because Paris is a shitty city.
Well, so I was reading up about this, and one way somebody described it is this: Paris syndrome is an extreme version of culture shock that can manifest itself in severe psychological reactions like hallucinations at its worst, or a strong sense of disappointment at its best. So it's not necessarily like you just hallucinate. Sometimes
Right.
people just go there and they're like, man, this is nothing like I thought it would be. Which that's the best case scenario, but there's actually been cases of people hallucinating or like having derealization and depersonalization anxiety. So
That
it's kind of crazy. And,
that blows my mind.
yeah. I was reading about this and I was like, man, I feel like not a lot of people know about this, so I wanted to bring it up because it's really interesting how just going somewhere can trigger something like that in your brain.
Yeah. Man, imagine, like, man, I don't think I've ever been that disappointed in my life.
Right. Exactly.
Like, even near that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with culture shock, but to
Yeah.
get that kind of an extreme reaction out of it is pretty intense. I'm just wondering what it is about Paris specifically where, like, whatever in pop culture, it's not represented accurately. I mean, what are people expecting to see in Paris that they don't get?
So I think a big part of it is Paris is universally considered like the romantic city, like the city of love or whatever. It's where you
True.
go. And so I think a big part of it is people go there like with their significant others or whatever, and they don't really experience that. They don't really see like how great it is, and they kind of just get overwhelmed by that.
You're
Because
expecting the entire city to be covered in romance and cater to the whim of couples everywhere, and it turns out it's actually just a city that people live in and have to do their like entire, daily routine in, and it's not centered around tourists necessarily.
Exactly. I think that's a big part of it. But I honestly don't know, and there's actually not really a whole lot of research into this. But it's pretty wild to me.
It's
I don't
kind of crazy.
necessarily understand how a city can be romantic, but I am not that kind of person, so I don't want to say it's stupid because I am I'm a jaded human being, but I just don't understand it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I don't understand it either. But there's also another side to this. A doctor in Japan theorized that this is caused because of the excitement resulting from visiting Paris. Causes the heart to accelerate, which will cause hallucinations and
Yeah,
all
okay.
that stuff. So that could be another side of it. I'm not sure. A lot of people don't even believe that this is a real thing, and I guess there's really no way to prove it. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It seems ridiculous and crazy to me that visiting someplace and not getting what you expect will cause all of this damage.
I think maybe culture shock is a slippery slope too. It's almost like having a panic attack, but
Yeah.
you're also in a completely foreign location to you. So I can see how it'd be easy to, get a little anxious and then a little panicked and then start hallucinating that the Eiffel Tower has legs and is going to stomp on you.
Fair enough.
So-
I respect that.
I just out of curiosity, I don't want to read through this whole thing, but I typed in why is Paris romantic, and I got this site. What is it called? secretsparis.com, and their article 10 reasons Paris is the most romantic city. And I mean, you can totally tell this is written by somebody who absolutely fucking loves Paris, but it's like the place to be treated like royalty, after dark art appreciation, discreet pleasures.
Wait, what?
Parisians want to seduce you. Exploring a duet. World-class feasting. Pleasures for pleasure's sake. Monumental setting. Reason number 2. Publicly display your affection. Or number 1, choose your own adventure. These are literally everything in every city.
Yeah.
They
I'm
apply
sorry.
everywhere.
Exactly. Well,
Except for the Parisians wanting to seduce you. I guess
Yeah.
that's specific to Paris.
and
'cause-
honestly, from what I understand, mainly is just people wanting to scam you. So,
Or, people probably want... If you're being seduced in Paris, you could probably be seduced anywhere. Sounds like you're an attractive person.
Well, not only that, but if it's a city of romance, wouldn't you be going there with somebody already? So why would you want to
Probably.
get seduced?
Well,
maybe you're
looking for a menage a trois.
Fair. Touche.
The only thing is like, reason number 10, the place to be treated like royalty. I'm sorry, but if you have money, you can do that anywhere.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, that one
Like
confuses me.
all these things can just be like, okay, well, yeah, if you have money, you can do that anywhere. And like,
If you're
display
royalty, You can be treated like royalty.
Right? If the publicly display your affection, you can literally do that almost anywhere. I guess that's probably illegal in some like very, very conservative countries, but
Yeah, the city from Footloose. I'm pretty sure you weren't
Exactly.
allowed to do that.
Oh my goodness. Anyway. Not that
Anyways.
I'm saying anything bad about Paris. It's just like I don't understand how it's different than any other city, other than there's French people living there.
It's not, and that's probably why people are getting culture shock.
Well, from what I hear too, it's pretty dirty there. I don't know if that's true, but I've
Oh,
heard.
you know what? Speaking of dirty, I was listening to a podcast, and these people like live in New York, but we just had a heat wave, and they're like, "How does that trash smell now?" And they're like, "You can smell trash before you see trash." It sounds horrible.
That's probably how Paris is.
Yeah.
So
I
romantic.
mean, any city that's got a crap ton of people living
Yeah.
in it is gonna produce some dirtiness.
That's true. But anyways, my question today is: have you guys ever, not necessarily experienced culture shock to this extent, but have you ever gone somewhere and thought, "Wow, I thought this would be better," or were disappointed, or vice versa, where like, "Man, this place is way better than I thought it would be."
Literally any time I've been to a water park. It's maybe not the best choice for this question, but every time I've been to a water park in my life, the only thing I could think of was, wow, I really think this was going to be better than it is.
Okay.
I 100% agree with the water park take. There's just like maybe 25 minutes of total fun if you spend an entire day at a water park.
Yeah. A water park by yourself sounds great.
Yeah.
Or even maybe just better. But like with everybody else there, it's just, I'm good.
You imagine though, just like, say us three, for example, just got a water park to ourselves for an entire day.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, that'd be
An
incredible.
empty water park to yourself, I don't think there's any way that could go wrong. I mean, there's definitely ways that could go wrong, but that sounds like a blast.
When you
I mean,
said
waiting
empty,
in lines.
yeah.
Oh, not
you
empty
said
of water.
You see,
Of
that's
just
what I thought you
people.
meant. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, hold up, though. That sounds pretty fun, too.
Slides are a little slower, but still fun.
Have you ever just chilled at the bottom of an empty pool and drank beer?
Yes.
I haven't. And I am, at this point in my life, realizing that I have fucked up.
Is that a bucket list item?
No, it's a bottom of a pool list, but yeah.
We can
A
make
big
it
bucket
happen.
can work just as well.
I'll tell you what.
Exactly.
Hey, next cabining, I'll bring a kiddie pool. We can just
Hell
sit at the bottom
yeah,
of the
dude,
kiddie pool
yeah.
and drink beer.
Just never fill it with water.
We should put it by the road, too, and just make everybody confused.
Oh, yeah.
We should also put a fence up next to it so people can stand there too and drink beer.
That's right, yeah. Get a little sign, donate beer for the pool.
Oh, my
Yes.
goodness. What about you, Andrew?
I can't say I've experienced culture shock directly. I'll say one point I kind of like had a weird panicky moment at a place, Disneyland. It was probably the closest I've ever gotten to like shock style situation similar to the Paris syndrome. Was that we were in one section of the park that only had one connection to the rest of the park, so there's like one way in and out, and a fire started in the kitchen of one of the restaurants in that section of Disneyland, and so they were evacuating everyone from that section. But the problem is there was only that one entrance and exit, so literally everyone in that side of the park had to kind of squeeze their way through that one walkway. And I was just in a sea of people. All I could see in front of me were people trying to get through, behind me more people trying to get through. Had a mini panic attack because I was just like
Yeah, dude.
surrounded in this crowd of people, and I was like, if anything happens, a bunch of people are going to get trampled to death. Luckily, we all just calmly walked out and it was fine, but probably the closest to anything like that I've gotten
I think like a stampeding situation like that is probably one of my top 10 fears.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I could think about while standing in that crowd was like, if anybody panics, this is all going to hell.
That's crazy. Jesus. Yeah. Stampede, I agree. Probably top 10 fear as well.
Man,
That's crazy.
You just fucked me up, man.
Oh no.
I'm like done now. I'm
All
gonna
right,
mute
end the
myself
show.
and I'm gonna mute myself and just sit and listen.
We need a palate cleanser. Someone say something cute.
Well, okay, so my answer to this question is not necessarily anything as extreme as that, but when I was little, my parents were taking me to Chicago, and it would have been the first time I saw a skyscraper, and I was super excited to see a skyscraper because, I mean, when you're little, a tall-ass building is just cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got there, it was called Sears Tower at that time. Now it's called the Willis Tower. But I was just super disappointed with it because I thought it'd be a lot taller because I was a kid. And I just thought, like, this thing is going to be, like, so tall I can't even see the top of it type of thing because I was a dumb little kid. But, and I was just so upset that it wasn't taller, even though, I mean, it was the tallest building in America at the time. Like, it's fucking tall. But I just remember being upset about it. And
I'm just picturing you at the top of that building yelling to this city, "Come on, Chicago! Is this all you got? This is the best you can do?"
right.
I imagine him just with that disappointing flat face that Jordan does. It's just like up there, blank faced and just quiet, and then just really quick, just a quick, and then he turns around and walks away.
That moment is where the stress line in my face came from. That moment. You know that line I have in my forehead? That's where it came from.
Yes, I do.
That exact moment.
Oh, that's funny.
Disappointment in Chicago.
So talking about disappointment, I want to swing it around to something a little bit more positive. You know what I have never been disappointed with ever, even when I've gone to a small and not so great one of these?
Monster Hunter.
Okay, yes. But zoos. I don't think I could not be happy at a zoo unless they were like actively like torturing the animals in front of me.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, zoos are a bit of a mixed bag for me. Like, I enjoy looking at animals I haven't been able to see before. I live in the San Diego area, and we have one of the best zoos on the planet here. It's amazing, and they do a lot of work for, like, conservancy. So, it's just kind of a mixed bag because it is animal prison in the other hand.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
That's kind of what I'm wrestling with every time I go to a zoo.
I mean, that's a pretty good prison, though.
True.
Yeah, it's like a Swedish prison. Yeah. That was Paris syndrome, everyone.
All right, thanks for sharing, man.
Thanks for sharing, man. Yeah. All right. Today, I would like to share something that's near and dear to my heart. Squid defense mechanisms.
What is with you and squids, dude?
God damn it.
Dude,
This
these
is
are
not the
amazing
first time we
creatures.
brought up squids. I made a squid sprite because of you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, all right, squids are amazing. I don't have like a super weird obsession with them, but they're very fascinating to me.
You're right, though.
They're also very smart. Very,
They're
very
so smart. Yeah. I mean, if cephalopods, spoke English, we'd be afraid of them, I'm sure. But just to give you guys some background on squids, over 500 squid species worldwide. And they've been proliferating on Earth for over 500 million years. So one of the longest living sets of organisms on the planet. And they've been living that long because of all these incredible adaptations they have. And particularly their defense mechanisms. So let's talk about them a little bit. First one they have is an extremely large developed eye to watch out for predators. In fact, the colossal squid has the largest eye in the animal kingdom.
Ooh.
About the size of dinner plates, so picture
What the-
that.
oh,
Bigger than your
Jesus
head,
Christ.
just the eye.
Jesus.
Yeah. But they don't have to just rely on their eyes if it's dark, murky water. They have this weird secondary sensory system, tiny little hairs all along their heads and arms that detect changes in water flow. So they can literally sense things moving in the water and if a predator is moving towards them or away from them and how close they are. It's pretty crazy.
Is that anything like lateral lines on fish? It's gotta be,
Explain
right?
lateral lines on fish to me.
So, have you ever seen that, like, most fish have, like, a dark streak, like,
Yeah.
midway in their body? It's, like, a little bit darker than everything else. There's, like, ultrafine sensitive organ there. I'm assuming, like, these hairs that detect the change in water flow, exactly what you said. And fish use this. You know how fish are so good at schooling? Like, they're always swimming in huge, dense packs, but they're never hitting each other. That's basically
Yeah.
how they can do it, is they can feel when something else is super close to them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I imagine that's probably similar system
Yeah.
to what the squids have. If that's not working, if they've seen the predator with their big eyes or sensed it with their weird hairs, and it's still coming after them, they can camouflage. What? Go nearly invisible. That's due to these tiny organs that are all over the squid skin called chromatophores. Essentially, these little organs that have pigment coloration in them, black, brown, red, or yellow. And beneath those cells are reflecting cells. And those mirror the squid's surroundings. So there's circular muscles around these chromatophores. And what happens is when the muscle contracts, it shows the reflecting cell behind it. And so it mimics the appearance of their surroundings. If it relaxes, then it shows the natural color of the squid. And each one of these chromatophores is individually neurologically controlled. So they can change some of them, or all of them, or none of them, which allows them to do things like counter shading, where the top of them would be dark and the bottom would be light, so that if a predator is swimming below them, they blend in with the sky above the water. If they're swimming above them, they blend in with the darkness of the deep water below.
It's actually incredible how fast they can do that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
One of my
yeah,
favorite
I mean,
things
it's-
to do is watch videos of squids and octopuses changing colors. But that's incredible that they're all like individual. That has to take like so much brain power, man.
Or does it? I mean, think about all the things your neurological system is telling your body to do all the time.
That's a good
You have
point.
to use your brain power. I mean, obviously your brain is communicating, but you're not using your like conscious, active brain power to do all those things.
Yeah.
But if that, all right, say you've seen some predators with your big eyes, you've sensed them with your hair, you went camo, still coming after you. Maybe it's a whale or a dolphin. Those use echolocation to hunt, and they don't care if you're camouflaged. They're just going to bite you anyway. So squids have something to deal with that too. It's ink made out of mucus and melanin. Gives it a real dark color. They can use it in two ways. They either create a large smoke screen to block their predator's view to escape, or, and this is the craziest one, they create a blob that is roughly the same size and shape as the squid. And that's known as a pseudomorph. They shoot that out to confuse or distract the predator. Essentially, it's the forbidden ninjutsu shadow clone.
Ninja do exist.
Yep. I mean, that is just crazy to me. How smart is
Yeah.
that? You're literally just kind of dropping a dummy version of yourself off to like confuse. That's straight out of a video game.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, nature's crazy. I know I've said it
Nature is
before,
so
but don't
crazy.
fuck with nature.
You shouldn't. You really should. All right, and if that's not enough, all right, you've camoed, you got your ink. This dolphin's still on you. Well, guess what? They can travel via jet propulsion.
What?
Yeah, that's right. So to travel by jet propulsion, they fill this muscular mantle cavity with water, and then they quickly expel it out of the siphon to just push themselves forward. They can reach speeds up to 25 miles per hour. It makes them
Jeez,
the
nice.
the world's fastest invertebrates when they're doing this jet propulsion thing. Some species of them even use that to launch themselves out of the water, which is crazy.
Ooh.
So yeah, they've got all these incredible defense mechanisms that they've adapted. Big eyes, camo, sensory system on their skin, ink and ink clones, jet propulsion, and that's why they've lived for over 500 million years. So now that you learned a little bit about squids, I've got a question for you guys.
Hit me with it.
All right. An evil super genius wants to make you part of his henchman crew known as the Squid Squad. But before you join, you got to choose one squid defensive mechanism to equip. Which do you choose?
Oh, dude, you can bet your ass I am a jet propulsion minion. Like I'm the dude. Sorry, go ahead.
No, finish what you're saying.
I'm the dude who's like, they're like, the battle started and all the grunts have gone in like in the beginning, but then I'm part of the like send in the jets, and then like we fire off from the back row and just like slam into the enemy. I'm all about that.
That's funny because it kind of relates to what you play in RPGs because you like the wizard, and that's what a wizard does.
Yeah.
So
imagine the wizard's flying in at 25 miles per hour.
Well, right. All his spells are.
I've never actually played the wizard. Because I am a wizard. So like,
exactly.
Video games and stuff are escape from realism. So.
I think I would definitely pick the ink.
Would you go for a big... Oh, I mean, I guess you could do both, but what would be your go-to move? Are you making a big smoke screen, or are you dropping ink clones of yourself?
Yeah, I'm dropping clones all day. You imagine, though, if you were like a squid and you had little, like, squid babies, and you just fucked with them by dropping ink clones of yourself?
I think...
I'm going out with the guys tonight. I'll just drop this ink clone by the babies. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
One of my least favorite things is to listen to other people talk, which is weird thing to say when you're on a podcast when you listen to other people talk. But I think it would be great at work. It's just like when someone starts talking to you, just drop that clone and just walk away. Like, it's fine.
Suddenly they realize you're just a pile of ink on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, wait, where'd Kyle go?
Well, what about you, Andrew? What would you pick?
I think they're all great, but I would have to go with camouflage. Especially if I can just do parts, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
True.
I didn't even
Because
think
imagine
about that.
if I just like camouflage my legs completely to my surrounding, I just look like a floating torso walking around. That would be incredible.
Or you could go like all headless horseman on people.
Right? Yeah. Possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I got so blinded by the ability to shoot myself into the air with water that I kind of forgot about all the other cool things I could have chosen from.
You also maybe didn't think too hard about the mechanism you'd have to do that. You're gonna have to sit in some water, absorb it all.
Dude, that sounds dope. I'll take a bottle of Nestle water because they're gonna fund an evil genius. We already know that.
Oh yeah.
And then just shove it up my blowhole, wherever that is, and suck it up. I don't care, man. I'm all about it.
Good. Because it's happening.
Because it's happening. Look behind
I'm the
you.
evil genius. You're both recruited to the Squid Squad. Let's go.
Dude, all day. I am literally just waiting for an excuse to be an evil villain.
Yeah, nobody's offered me the opportunity.
Yeah, I do. Like, I constantly tell people I'm one superpower away from being a villain. That's all it takes. If I could teleport, if I could go invisible, if I could propel myself 25 feet in the air with a stream of water, that's it. I'm done. I'm villain now.
Yeah.
That could be this might be foreshadowing. This could be the entire story arc of our eventual, entire run of this podcast. Is that eventually Kyle becomes an evil genius, and Jordan and I have to save the day somehow.
To defeat me. In
which case, in the next episode, where
the final
Squid
resolution
Squad fights Kyle.
The final resolution is you guys walking up to me and just going, "Stop it! This is dumb." I go, "Oh yeah, you're right." Plus, the new Monster Hunter's out. Oh shit!
All we have to do is reach out to Capcom. You gotta develop a new Monster Hunter.
He's destroyed 3 buildings. That's the only thing that'll stop him.
You gotta develop Monster Hunter to save the world.
Oh my goodness.
Capcom though. How much money are you gonna give us?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, thanks for sharing, man. Thanks for sharing about squids.
Anytime.
Apparently, it's a topic that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah. There's never enough squid info.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have a. Ooh, actually, this would be a good topic.
Sometimes there's too much though, like Squidbillies.
Hey, I actually like Squidbillies. It's hit or miss, but
yeah.
I feel like most of the time it was hit.
Next thing you know, we're gonna be talking about like squid attack stories, if there are any. I would actually love to read some of those squid attack stories.
one thing I was reading up on while I was doing some research for the squid defense abilities was that they basically colossal squid and blue whales, which are like two of the biggest creatures alive, fight constantly in the depths of the ocean.
That's fucking dope. Dude.
Because I don't know if blue whales like eat them or if they just like bump into territory. I guess I'm not sure if blue whales are baleen whales or not. If they are, that means they're filter feeders. But anyway, they've seen like blue whales come up to the surface that have giant suction cup scars on them from when they've been fighting with these colossal squids and stuff. I would love some footage of that.
It's like the scene in the OA.
Oh, old
Suction
night.
cup scars.
Oh God. Humboldt squid are notorious for their aggression. In Mexico, they are known as Diablo Rojo, for red devil. Local fishermen tales claim that people who fall into the waters were devoured within tens of seconds by packs of squids.
Jesus.
What?
Devoured?
Devoured.
Oh my god. That's when you wish you had your jet propulsion. Get the hell out of there. That's insane.
And here we go, scientists ruining good fisherman stories again. There is some disagreement on the veracity of Humboldt squid aggression. Some scientists claim that only reports of aggression towards humans have occurred when reflective diving gear or fishing lights have been present, acting as provocation? I don't know what I'm trying to pronounce there. You know what I'm talking about, goddammit. Yeah. Thanks, scientists, for ruining another good story.
With your facts and truths.
With your facts and truths.
We won't have them. That's interesting, though. I'd like to believe that they're just killer squids, but that seems more accurate.
In 2003, the crew of the yacht competing to win the round-the-year Jules Verne Trophy reported being attacked by a giant squid several hours after departing Brittany, France. The squid reportedly latched onto the ship and blocked the rudder with two tentacles. The captain then stopped the boat, causing the squid to lose interest. We didn't have anything to scare off this beast, so I don't know what we would have done if it hadn't let go. That's pretty spooky.
Yeah, I guess we're your hostage now?
Yeah.
Do you have any demands?
Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of Today I Would Like to Share. Join us again next time where we do it all again. And remember, as Snoop Dogg says, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
And a good day. Oh, yeah. Good day to you.